Welcome, everyone, to Tech Talk Central. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Sarah.
Today, we're jumping into a comparison that a lot of you might be wrestling with for your home entertainment.
That's right. We're looking at two really popular portable projectors.
Yep, the LG CineBeam Q versus the Samsung the Freestyle 2nd Gen.
So if you're trying to figure out which one's the right fit for, your movie nights or maybe even more, stick around.
Exactly. Our mission today is to, well, cut through the noise a bit.
We want to pull out the key differences, the similarities based on, product info and what actual users are saying.
We'll be hitting things like picture quality, how portable they really are, smart features, the whole package.
Let's get into it.
Okay, let's kick things off with the LG CineBeam Q. Now, picture quality. This one's packing 4K UHD resolution.
Right. 3840 by 2160 pixels. So potentially really sharp images.
And it can throw an image up to 120 inches, which is pretty big.
Yeah, and the tech behind it is interesting too. It uses a 3-channel RGB laser.
RGB laser. What does that actually mean for, the viewing experience?
Well, LG claims it covers up to 154% of the DCI-P3 color space. So basically, you're looking at potentially really vivid, accurate colors.
More lifelike, maybe.
Exactly. Compared to some older tech, it should give richer reds, greens, and blues. Plus, the brightness is rated up to 500 ANSI lumens.
Okay, 500 lumens. And a high contrast ratio, too, 450,000 to 1. That sounds good for dark scenes.
It does. It suggests you'll see detail in the shadows, those deep blacks.
Now, digging into what people are saying,
Mm-hmm.
that 4K quality gets a lot of thumbs up.
Especially in darker rooms, right?
Yeah, definitely. People seem impressed with the sharpness when the lights are low.
But there's always a but.
Right. Some reviews mention it's not exactly a light cannon. It struggles a bit if the room is bright.
And that's key, isn't it? 500 lumens sounds decent for a portable, but ambient light is always the enemy.
So probably best used in a dedicated dimmer space or at night.
Pretty much. You really need to think about where you'll be watching most often.
Okay, let's talk portability and design. The CineBeam Q. It's not tiny, but it's compact. Around 3 pounds?
Yeah, and about, 5.5 inches long, 5 high, 3 wide, something like that. Manageable.
And it has that handle, the 360-degree rotating one. That seems really handy.
Oh, yeah, that looks super practical. Makes it easy to carry, obviously, but also to aim it.
Like pointed at the ceiling without needing a special mount or anything.
Exactly. Big plus for flexibility.
Smart features time. The LG runs on WebOS.
So built-in apps, right? Netflix, Prime Video, Disney+.
Yep, YouTube, Apple TV, the usual suspects. Plus, it supports AirPlay 2 and Android Screen Share.
Wireless casting, check. And it has Bluetooth. Dual audio output. That's cool.
Yeah, connect 2 pairs of headphones or speakers at once. Nice touch.
And it does the auto setup stuff. Keystone, focus.
Yep, auto screen adjustment. Should make setup pretty painless.
Having that smart OS built in just simplifies things so much, especially for a portable. No need for extra streaming sticks.
Definitely. Connection-wise, it's got HDMI and USB Type-C.
Standard stuff, good to have both.
So summing up the user feedback on the LG picture quality, especially that 4K, and ease of setup get praised.
But the caveats seem to be brightness in well-lit rooms and maybe the built-in sound.
Yeah, mixed feedback on sound. Some say it's okay, others find it weak. And build quality gets a few mixed mentions too.
So it really pushes you to decide what's non-negotiable. If sharp 4K in a dark room is top priority, it sounds strong.
But if you need brighter performance or booming built-in audio, maybe you gotta weigh those cons.
Right. Okay, let's switch over to the Samsung, the Freestyle 2nd Gen.
Okay, image quality here. We're looking at full HD, so 1080p.
Right, 1920 by 1080, still HD, but definitely a step down from the LG's 4K in terms of pixel count. It does have HDR support, though.
And the screen size projection is 30 to 100 inches, a bit smaller max size than the LG.
Yeah, and the brightness is listed at 230 ANSI lumens.
Whoa, okay. That's less than half the LG's rating.
It is, and that's a significant difference on paper. It suggests it might struggle even more in anything but a very dark room.
Samsung mentions smart calibration. Using your phone, though. Does that help much?
It's meant to optimize the picture, but calibration can only do so much, especially if the core brightness is low. User reviews on picture quality and brightness for the Freestyle seem, well, very mixed.
Yeah, I saw that. Some love it, some find it really lacking. Seems quite divisive.
It does. Now, where the Freestyle really tries to shine is portability.
Right, this thing is tiny and light, like 1.8 pounds.
Super light. And the design is really focused on that. It has that cradle stand with 180-degree rotation.
So you can point it pretty much anywhere. Floor, wall, ceiling. Very flexible.
And the big one, You can power it with an external USB-C battery pack, though that's sold separately.
Ah, okay, so truly wireless potential. That's a big difference. It even comes with a case.
Yeah, they're really pushing the take-it-anywhere angle.
Yeah.
If true portability is your main goal, this is designed for it.
How about smarts? It uses Samsung's Smart Hub.
Right, so access to apps, streaming services. Samsung also throws in things like workouts and recipes, which is different.
And it has a gaming hub.
Yes, that's a key feature. Access to cloud gaming services directly on the projector.
Okay, that could be a big draw for gamers. And it mentions 360 sound.
Yeah, trying to create more immersive audio from the unit itself, plus multiple voice assistants built in.
And it has the auto setup too. Leveling, focus, keystone.
It does. Auto leveling, focus, keystone, and a scale and move screen feature.
What's that?
Lets you resize and reposition the image digitally without physically moving the projector itself. Can be handy.
Connectivity, HDMI, AirPlay 2 support, SmartThings Tap View, Bluetooth. Pretty standard.
Yep, covers the basics.
User feedback on the Freestyle.
Yeah.
Seems like the portability gets high marks. People love the size.
But again, very mixed feedback elsewhere. Brightness, picture quality,
Yeah.
some report functionality issues.
Sound quality is also all over the place in reviews. Some say surprisingly good, others mention fan noise being loud.
And value for money needs to be a real point of contention. Some feel it's worth it for the unique features, others think it's overpriced for the performance.
It sounds like a classic ultra-portable trade-off. You gain convenience, but maybe lose out on raw performance consistency.
Exactly. Performance might really depend on your specific use case and expectations with the Freestyle.
Okay, let's crystallize the key differences. Resolution is huge. LG's 4K versus Samsung's 1080p.
No contest there if sharpness is king for you.
Brightness. LG is significantly higher rated, 500 versus 230 lumens, but both seem best in dim light based on reviews.
Right, the LG might give you a bit more leeway, but don't expect miracles in daylight from either.
Color. The LG's RGB laser likely gives it an edge in color vibrancy and accuracy.
That wider color gamut could be noticeable, especially with high-quality content.
Portability. Samsung wins here, hands down. Lighter, optional battery power, super flexible stand.
Definitely the choice if you need maximum grab-and-go versatility.
Smart features. Both are smart, but different ecosystems. WebOS versus Samsung Smart Hub. And that gaming hub on the Samsung is a unique selling point.
Your preference might depend on which ecosystem you like more, or if gaming is important.
And price. Generally, the LG seems to be the more expensive option.
So you're paying a premium for that 4K resolution and potentially better image tech.
You need to decide if that premium is worth it for your needs.
Absolutely. And really read those user reviews focusing on what matters most to you. Don't just rely on the specs.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Both the LG CineBeam Q and the Samsung the Freestyle 2nd Gen are pretty interesting portable projectors.
They really are. Each brings something different to the table.
The LG stands out with that potential for a really sharp, colorful 4K image. Great for movie buffs and controlled lighting.
Well, the Samsung doubles down on being incredibly portable and versatile, with unique features like the gaming hub and optional battery power.
So the choice really comes down to priorities, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Are you prioritizing that ultimate image fidelity, the 4K detail and color? Or is it the freedom to project anywhere, anytime, maybe get some gaming in?
You need to think about where you'll use it. Is it mostly staying in one room, or are you genuinely taking it on the move?
Yeah, that's the core question.
So hopefully this deep dive gave you a clearer picture of what each offers, the good and the, well, maybe not so good for your situation.
Remember to weigh up resolution, brightness, smarts, portability against what you actually need and what your budget looks like.
And this brings us to the final thought for you to chew on. Beyond the specs on paper, which Projector's overall vibe, its ecosystem, its intended use case, just feels like a better match for your lifestyle.
That feel can be just as important as the number sometimes.
Definitely. Now, to find the latest prices and maybe snag a deal, be sure to check out the links we've put in the description below.
And hey, if this comparison helped you out, we'd love it if you subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, subscribe to Tech Talk Central for more deep dives into the tech that matters to you. Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.